Mee files DeCastro response. Attorney Michael Mee barely met the filing deadline extension on Monday that was granted for Jose Chille DeCastro's response to a motion by the Las Vegas Metro Police Department for a summary judgment in DeCastro's lawsuit against the organization. The response came in later than expected and was released by Pacer a little before midnight on the West Coast, offering the latest reply written by Mee, but apparently dictated by DeCastro. As Mee's style differed from DeCastro's, the narrative remained the same as previous DeCastro written and filed documents. Mee, of course, has the unenviable task of having his name attached to a response that argues in part that the LVMPD's claim that DeCastro was convicted of the crimes that he's suing over may be overturned this week on appeal. Of course, one of the main arguments by DeCastro's attorney Christopher Oram, who replaced me as attorney on record in the criminal case, is making the appeal of ineffective counsel by me. While Mee leaves out the fact that DeCastro is essentially calling him a horrible attorney, and it was his own errors that cost DeCastro the criminal case, he musters enough to half-heartedly guide DeCastro through a challenge against the motion to essentially end the civil case. Half-heartedly, of course, because Mee does little to nothing to defend DeCastro's points for continuing the lawsuit, in which DeCastro is demanding $5 million in compensation. Mee regurgitated previous points by DeCastro that have been addressed in the past. The main contention, of course, is that the criminal case in Nevada state level court will be overturned on appeal on Wednesday. Mee speaks very highly of the possibility of having the convictions in state court overturned and having a massive impact on the federal lawsuit. But it doesn't work that way. DeCastro wasn't convicted of crimes when he filed the suit. While the LVMPD mentions, yes, he was convicted of the charges in lower court, most of their arguments do not hinge on the verdict in the case, nor should they. They're separate cases with no impact on each other, as one is federal and the other is on the state level. Mee points out that while the defense says that the video evidence proves that DeCastro was not struck in the groin, as he did not react to having his genitals patted down, the lack of reaction by DeCastro on the video is not proof that it did not happen, implying that DeCastro could have been injured with a strike to the groin and just didn't react to it, despite it being so damaging to his body that he needed $5 million in compensation for his injuries. DeCastro's supposed ulnar nerve damage is again brought up, claiming that the officers purposely damaged DeCastro's ulnar nerve while restraining him as retaliation for his actions during the arrest and, apparently, for filming the police. At no time does Mee offer any actual evidence of ulnar nerve damage, continuing the pattern established by DeCastro. There's no doctor's notes, no x-rays, no diagnosis of an injury, no records of the supposed surgery DeCastro had to have on his hand, just a single receipt from a medical facility that shows he paid for an examination. The rest of the document is a simple regurgitation of DeCastro's pending appeal to the lower court. DeCastro was supposedly arrested for filming the police. The arrest was invalid because the arresting officer issued an unlawful command. DeCastro did comply, even though he didn't comply, and didn't have to comply with the order by the officer to back up, etc., etc. Mee is asking the court to deny the motion for summary judgment and grant DeCastro the right to update his response to the motion should he be successful in appealing the lower court conviction on July 10, 2024. And more DeCastro news, as ordered by Judge H.J. Ford III last month, attorney Steve L. Gablin filed a notice of substitution of attorney in DeCastro's lawsuit against Kate Peter, Team Skeptic, Daniel Clement, and Michael Blue Bacon Paratini in California Superior Court. The document agreeing to the substitution was signed Jose DeCastro by Matt DeCastro, who is listed as Jose DeCastro's attorney in fact. The filing was a procedural move, allowing Gablin to represent Jose Chille DeCastro's legal needs in the case while DeCastro is incarcerated in the Clark County Detention Center.